Provocative art exhibition opens in Italy amid Chinese embassy protest. At the museum in Brescia, northern Italy, Shanghai-born artist Badiou Cao is making final adjustment to the exhibition that has enraged Chinese officials. Images of President Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh, a tongue-in-cheek comparison now widely censored on Chinese social media, hang alongside a tribute to Wuhan whistleblower Li Wenliang and a depiction of riot police pursuing a protester. Mock posters for the forthcoming Winter Olympics show a snowboarder sliding across the CCTV camera and biathletes athlete pointing a rifle towards a blindfolded Uyghur prisoner. Badiou Cao's provocative new works will be unveiled to the public on Saturday despite the protest from Chinese diplomats. In a letter to Brescia's mayor, the country's embassy in Rome said the artworks are full of anti-Chinese lies and that they distort the facts, spread false information, mislead the understanding of the Italian people, and seriously injure the feeling of the Chinese people, according to local newspaper Giornale di Brescia. For the dissident artist who has lived in self-imposed exile in Australia since 2009, the spot comes as a little surprise. It's almost impossible to avoid offending the Chinese government these days, he says, showing CNN around the exhibition ahead of each opening. Anything could be sensitive, or anything could be problematic. See Going on a Bear Hunt by Badiou Cao. Since the embassy lodged each complaint last month, the museum officials and local politicians have flamed the show titled La Sina non Efficina, or Chinese not near, as a symbol of free speech. I have to say, I had to read the letter twice because it surprised me. Brescia's deputy mayor, Laura Castelletti, recounts, calling it an intrusion on city's artistic cultural decision. The request to cancel the show, she adds, has only attracted more attention. The Brescia Museum Foundation's president, Francesca Pazzoli, meanwhile, says that going ahead with the exhibition was the matter of freedom of artistic expression. The Chinese embassy in Rome has not responded to CNN's repeated request for comment. Ongoing censorship. A thorn in the Chinese Communist Party's side for more than a decade, Badiou Cao has established a reputation for poking fun at politicians and prodding at sensitive topics, from the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre to the treatment of Nobel Peace Prize laureate Liu Xiaobo. Last month, outspoken basketball star Anne Cantor, who has called out the Chinese government for alleged human rights abuses in Xinjiang and Tibet, was pictured wearing several pairs of costume sneakers designed by the artist. The shoes, controversially worn on court during various NBA games, carried messages including Free Tibet and made with the slave label. The once Anonymous Badiou Cao came to prominence in 2011 when he began posting cartoons about China's handling of Wenzhou high-speed train crash to the microblogging site Sina Weibo. The images were repeatedly censored, and even though he is now an Australian citizen, the country's authorities have clamped down on his work ever since. In 2018, the planned exhibition of his art in Hong Kong was cancelled due to safety concerns. Organizers attributed the decision to threat made by Chinese authorities, and the artist later revealed that the members of his family in China had been contacted by officials ahead of the show. Admitting that his cover had been compromised, he unveiled his identity in 2019 after years of anonymity. The artist Badiou Cao. Badiou Cao says he is regularly harassed and occasionally threatened online, where he posts a regular stream of searing cartoons to Twitter and Instagram, each like a battleground, and that's how you can use visual language and internet memes, and that's how we can dissolve the authorities of censorship, he says. Given the political and commercial pressures facing his collaborators, the decision to proceed with the show makes the Brescia a role model for the rest of the world, he adds. As an artist, I have experienced the censorship so many times, so for so many years and in so many places, not just in China or Hong Kong, but also in Australia and in many other countries. He says, I rarely have an opportunity like this to show my work in an exhibition because all the galleries, curators, and the museum worry that if they showcase my art, then they are jeopardizing their Chinese market. China is very good at using its capital and money to control, manipulate, and silence people's criticism. And this is how it's reflected in our world, the art market.